It takes 6 inches or more to warrant the Ultra moniker, and Sony only makes one of these a year. Fair enough, not everyone can handle a full. But if you have a use for all that full-screen real estate, the Sony Xperia C5 Ultra tops it up with an LED flash-assisted selfie camera, expandable memory and LTE. The selfie-centric footbolt. The Xperia C5 Ultra isn't exceptional in any way. It has obviously evolved but stays true to its T-Series and C-Series roots. Yet, there's one more thing besides the extra-wide front-facing camera that makes it special. The Sony Xperia C5 Ultra has super slim screen bezels for a near-borderless effect. It's almost like a pact between Sony's latest upper mid-range siblings. The Phone M5 got the superior chipset and the waterproofing, while the Fold C5 Ultra had the slim screen bezel. And it looks even slimmer around that 1080p IPS display. But even the screen this big can't overshadow the super-wide 13MP front selfie camera with its own LED flash. You get the same combo on the back, though not as white. The Xperia C5 Ultra is another Sony smartphone powered by a MediaTek chipset. Not the high-end Helio X10 at the Xperia M5 got, but a robust and dependable performer with an octa-core processor and 2GB of RAM. Software-wise, it's a familiar combination of Android Lollipop and the latest. The Xperia C5 Ultra is all glossy, which isn't bad if you're to only admire it from a distance. But the grip suffers and the handset only gets more slippery and smudged with use. The battery is non-removable, which we guess most people can live with. All the more so if the C5 Ultra does well in our test. In the Sony family tree, the Xperia C5 Ultra follows directly from the Xperia C4, but the Xperia D2 Ultra can lay the claim to parenthood too. The MediaTek chipset is shared between the C5 Ultra and the C4, and so is the full-screen resolution. The 6 diagonal is the screen size of the D2 Ultra, released in 2014 but actually 3 generations old now with Sony's short release cycle. In the end of the day, though, it's the big fat selfie camera that defines the C5 Ultra and perhaps the entire C-Series. We'll get to it in due time, but, as usual, we start with unboxing and the hardware checkup. At 164.2 x 79.6 x 8.2 mm, the Sony Xperia C5 Ultra has quite the footprint, but nothing out of the usual for a device built around a 6 display. In fact, Sony managed to shave a couple of millimeters off the 6 Xperia D2 Ultra in height and width. The Xperia C5 Ultra is a little thicker though and gained some extra 15G of weight for a total of 187G. Sony has offered some fine-looking mid-range smartphones through the past few years, and the Xperia C5 Ultra could have easily been at or near the top of that list. The big fella looks great from the front with the almost non-existent screen bezel, but the rear is rather disappointing.